This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video on my own personal YouTube channel. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today. It is very much appreciated. Sadly to say, the Classic Watch 2025 run of victories is sadly over after the best that the site could manage was third in the Preakness Stakes last week, but as usual around this time of year, the Classics, they come thick and fast, and it will soon be time for Classic Watch 25 to try and make amends in the upcoming Irish Guineas, 1,000 and 2,000 Guineas, and also the upcoming Japanese Oaks, which is held on this current Saturday night, Sunday morning. So what we're going to be trying to do this week is we're going to be trying to nail down some of the final horses in this week that are looking like running in these last three races at this time, try and get some more horses on the site, and who knows, or some of the horses that are already on the site and possibles in videos might also be making their first classic appearance of the season. Some of them might even be making their second appearance. Before we start taking a look at the horse today, where can people find these horses? ClassicWatch25.great/site.net is where people are able to find these horses. You will see now that there's Australian horses, Japanese trained horses, USA, UK, Ireland and France. We might get a couple of Germans on there by the end of the season as well, all things being equal. But that's where people will be able to find the horses. ClassicWatch25.great/site.net. Right, the horse in question today should be quite a short video today because it's one of those that I don't really need to bang on about the pedigree too much at all. I can just include a card to a previous video, which is all well and good. And that horse in question is Officer. Officer, 3-year-old colt, trained by Aidan O'Brien and owned by Coolmore. Sired by Jubawi out of a dam called Hydrangea, who herself was sired by legendary stallion Galileo. This is one of those Jubawi Galileo horses that Coolmore like to unleash every now and again. They actually bred this one themselves as well. People will say that the form of it is quite good. The horse managed to win first time out, beating 14 other runners at the cover in the 24th of August 2024, running to a mark of 91, which isn't really that bad first time out. The horse wasn't then seen again at 2, hinting that's a classic campaign at 3. It's doing better than Wingspan. We're going to take a look at Wingspan shortly. They've got this horse out quite early, I think. 29th of March 2025, the horse was third out of 9, beaten in a listed race by a length, beaten by Big Gossy. That was the race that the French Guineas third, Camille Pissarro, ran in as well, and he was also beaten in the race. But a nice step forward there from 91 to 109 in that race. At the cover in March, one of the earliest trials, the Gladness Stakes. The horse then had a 6 weeks off, came back on the 5th of May 2025 at the cover for another listed race, the Tech Truck Stakes, back against the 3-year-olds only. And the horse managed to win, beating Coverwood by a length and 3/4. Ridden on this occasion by Ryan Moore. And the horse slightly improved, running his best racing post rating to this date so far of 111. So the horse has 2 wins out of 3, a good solid 66% strike rate. The horse is already a listed winner, and as you would expect from a horse from these connections, he is entered up Tattersalls Irish 2,000 Guineas this coming Saturday. The horse is a 6-1 shot for that. Notice there is no prices at all for the Irish Derby at the moment in the 29th of June. And then on the 5th of July, the horse is also in the Coral Eclipse as well, over 1 mile 2 furlongs. People take a look at the horse on France Gallop. They will see that the horse is also entered in the French Derby on the 1st of June in about 2 or 3 weeks. Probably a bit early, but you never know. If he was to run well here, Officer, he might well go for the French Derby as well. But yeah, he's running out of time to make his mark over a mile. I do think the horse will stay further, though. You will see. You will see why I think that when we start looking at other horses. People will see, if they look on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database, they will see €45,800 currently in the bank for Officer. 3 starts, 2 wins. first in the Tetrarch Stakes, third in the Gladness Stakes. So everything is looking all present and correct up there. What we need off the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database is the dam line. Dam line 8C is the dam line in question for officer. What we're going to do today, we're only going to take a look at one dam today, the first dam, and then I'm going to add a card to the video. We're going to take a look at any horses we find in between the first dam and this one. And then we're going to watch the horse win twice, officer. So that sounded like I was talking to a policeman. That's why I laughed. Oh, God, I do make myself laugh on occasions. On the 24th of August, we'll go back then where the horse won on debut. And then we'll also take a look at the horse win on the 5th of May. The cover in the Tetrarch Stakes. So let's get cracking, shall we? We've got to take a look at Wingspan, really, a horse I did refer to. Wingspan, a filly, born in 2021, sired by Dubawi, out of Hydrangea. So this horse is a full sister to this horse, just born a year later. Wingspan was in the first three in 5 of her 7 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds and a third. Finished earning €299,346 in her career. Late developer, it's fair to say, Wingspan. She won the listed Hurry Harriet Stakes at Gowan Park, and she was second at Group 1, Group 2 and Group 3 level. She was placed in the Snow Fairy Stakes at the Curragh, Group 3, the Blandford Stakes at the Curragh, Group 2, and she was also placed in the British Fillies Champion Mare Stakes at Ascot, where she stayed nearly 11 and a half furlongs. So Group 1, Group 2 and Group 3 placed listed winner. Solid career, really, all really after the Classics of Brand last year. She was a late season filly last year at 3. I don't know whether she's still in training this year. She would be one that, if she was, then hopefully there might be more to come from Wingspan. Take a look at the dam now. Hydrangea, a mare born in 2014, sired by Galileo, out of Beauty is Truth. Very good mare, Hydrangea. Although she only won 4 of her 19 starts, she was in the first 3 in 12 of 19 starts, 4 wins, 6 seconds and 2 thirds, earning €496,025, as well as £565,179 UK pounds. I think this horse was placed in something like 3 classics. Let's have a look. Hydrangea at 2 was placed in 2 Group 1 races, the Moyglaire Stud Stakes and the Fillies Mile, where she was second. She was also second in the Group 2 Debutante Stakes at 3. She was a dual Group 1 winner. She won the Matron Stakes at Leopardstown in Ireland, and she also won the British Champion Stakes, Fillies and Mares race, the race Wingspan was placed in. She won that race as well in 2017. And she also won the Group 3 1,000 Guineas trial over 7 furlongs at Leopardstown early in the season. She was only placed in the 1 Classic. She must have been 4th in a few then. She was placed in the Irish 1,000 Guineas of 2017. She was also placed in the Coronation Stakes at Ascot and the Prix de l'Opera on Arc Day as well. At 4, the horse was second in the Group 2 Lamway Stud Stakes of 2018 as well. Very good horse, Hydrangea. She's already bred one nice one. We've looked at Wingspan. Is this one another, officer? You have to say that it's going the right way. I did it again now. Something in my head thinks when I say that, just sounds like I'm talking to a policeman in the street. So before the next one, we need to take a look at, we're at the second dam already, really, which is Beauty is Truth. And if people take a look at a horse previously discovered, a horse called Sounds of Heaven, a horse foaled in 2020, sired by Kingman, out of Ring the Bell. People will see that Beauty is Truth is also the second dam of this horse. So we'll take a look at the deep pedigree in that one on that video. Sounds of Heaven's not doing okay, really. She's won 3 out of her 10 starts, 1 second and 1 third. Earnings of 362,863 Australian dollars. She was actually a listed winner, Group 1 placed in Ireland, though, before she went to Australia. Winner of the listed Michael Seeley Memorial Filly Stakes at York, and placed in the Group 1 Coronation Stakes at Ascot in 2023. Since then, the horse has finished second in the Group 3 Epona Stakes out in Australia this season. Yeah, very interesting horse, Sounds of Heaven. So we'll take a look really, before I look at the historical database, we'll take a quick look. You'll see that's our section there, Irish Lass, foaled in 1962, is the sixth dam of Officer. You'll see there on the Hydrangea horse, Irish Lass, the fifth dam of Hydrangea, and the sixth dam of Officer. So there's our section there. You see, the further back you go, the more chance it looks like it stays. We've got French derbies, winners there, Assert, Bicala, Irish Ball, French derby, Irish derbies. But recently, as you get down to Mill Princess and a bit nearer the modern day, a couple of French Thousand Guineas winners there, Valentine Waltz and Ty Black, along with Last Tycoon, who was a decent enough stallion as well, sprinter. Some interesting horses, quite closely related to this line. This pedigree discussed a hell of a lot more, though. If you tell you people take a look at the dams like Zelding and Zelda, they've bred some nice horses. Beauty's Truth herself as well. It's a very interesting dam line, this. And if people want to learn about that dam line, all they can do is they can watch the Sound of Heaven video, which I will include as a card. It will pop up, I think, in the top right-hand corner of the screen. And I'll do that now. So then really, it's just a matter of deciding whether Officer is a classic horse, closing down some tabs to save on CPU, and watching the horse Officer win 2 times in the videos. We're going to go back now to August 2024 in a race at the colour worth €10,000 over 7 furlongs on good ground. Officer lined up the 7-4 favourite on that day, and we'll watch him win first time out, and then we'll see what we think of the race.
That off. Losing his rider coming out of stalls was Snapper Rocks. Quickly up, Adam Caffrey. 15 becomes 14 over 7 furlongs, the opening race. The Coolmore stud, the Antarctic Irish EBF maiden. And its fixation with the nose band, just shading it from Storm Peace. Close up is Broadstone, working out to Officer, who's followed by Micasso and Scott Key. On the outside is Thrice, who's followed by Tribal Nation, and then Kitty Ricketts. Less than 5 furlongs to go. And just the leader is fixation from Storm Peace and Officer handy on the outside of Broadstone. They're the leading quartet, followed by Trice, and in the stripes Scott Key, then Micasso. Tribal Nation is next, being followed towards the inside by Nautical Force, then Kitty Ricketts and Navajo Point. Further down the field is Foddy Clips. Pushed along, one from last is Dancing Bay, and finally Desmond Castle. They've passed the halfway stage, and it's a close run thing between Fixation from Officer coming to challenge. On the rail is Storm Peace, being followed by Thrice, who's beginning around the pale pink colours, then Broadstone. Running on onto the heels of the leaders is Nautical Force, and then Kitty Ricketts as Officer picks it up, but only leads from Storm Peace as these two settle down to fight it out. Couple clear of Trice, and then on the inside is Nautical Force, and it's Officer who's now getting on top to score by 3 parts of a length from Storm Peace. Close up on the outside was Trice, followed in by Nautical Force, and Tribal Nation never nearer as Officer makes a winning start to his career.
I mean, yeah, that was a reasonable enough performance, wasn't it? First time out, people would have to say that the horse there, Officer, showed some decent potential, I thought. I think obviously you saw that there was horses that had won over 1.5 miles, even in the limited pedigree view that we've looked at. You saw there that I do think that the horse Officer did get better the further the horse went, and I thought he was on top nicely at the end. I thought that was a decent enough debut from Officer. Obviously, in a yard with as much blue bloods as Coolmore has, sometimes people need to be spectacular rather than solid. And I don't know whether it was by design or just because the horse wasn't showing anything, that the horse wasn't seen again at 2 in the later months of 2024. Like I said, the horse made its reappearance on the 29th of March 2025 in the listed Gladney Stakes, where it's third behind Big Gossie, and I think Camille Pissarro might have been second or fourth in that race. Can't quite remember now. That was why Wayne Lorden rode the horse, because Ryan Moore was on Camille Pissarro on that day. But it was back into the 5th of May 2025, and the listed Tetrarch Stakes, back against the 3-year-olds only and up to a mile at the cover. Some people arguably would say a proper classic trial. where the horse managed to get its head in front and win its first listed race. When ridden again by Ryan Moore on the day, you see that the horse officer turned up an odds-on shot on the day. So let's watch that race and see what we think.
White flag. Dead off. They break away over a mile. The 8-runner Coolmore Stud, Henry Longfellow Irish EBF Tetrarch Stakes. And on the inside it is Wannabe Royal in the red colours, disputing the lead the end of the first furlong with Titanium Emperor. Closely followed by Curra Wood, seeking a season hat-trick as they make the bend. Close up and fourth is Beckman. And then comes Officer. Professor Longhair is two behind Amangani. And dropped in is Alakazi. 5.5 furlongs to go. The leader by less than a half length is Wannabe Royal from Titanium Emperor. Break of a length to Curra Wood in third. And then Beckman. Officer next with the back three. Continuing towards the halfway stage, Professor Longhair, Amangani and Alakazi. Little or no changes. Continuing on. Inside the halfway point, the Coolmore Stud, Henry Longfellow Irish EBF Tetrarch Stakes. Little between Wannabe Royal and Titanium Emperor. Moving into third is Beckman. Curra Wood now back fourth. And racing together next are Officer and Professor Longhair pushed along. And then Amangani and Alakazi. 2.5 furlongs to go. And coming there, one out from the rail to pick it up is Curra Wood and goes on from Beckman, who gets a reminder. In the centre of the track, trying to pick up, is Officer, and then Amangani. Titanium Emperor has dropped away, and then Alakazi. Curra Wood now challenged by Officer, who's quickening up well on the outside. And it is Officer who's gone to take Curra Wood. A breakdown of 3 lengths to Beckman, and it is Officer about to regain winning ways in the Tetrarch by a comfortable 2 lengths from Curra Wood, and Alakazi ran on into third.
I mean, again, you have to say the horse travels quite well, Officer. Doesn't seem to be having any trouble laying up with them in the early part of the race, that's for sure. And again, I thought that was a very good performance. The horse saw plenty of daylight there, still on only his third start, straight down the middle of the track. Ryan Moore didn't seem too concerned about that. And when push comes to shove in the final stages, I thought the horse put the race to bed quite nicely, although it must be noted that that was only an Irish 3-year-olds only listed race. I'm sure there will be stronger races to be won at later points in the season, and the horse will definitely need to improve from that. He's only rated 111, and we've seen other trial winners race about 115, 116 in the other European horses that we've looked at. But yeah, very interesting horse, Officer. Is he a classic horse? Well, people saw his entries. He's entered in the French Derby. He's entered in the Irish Derby. He's entered in the Irish 2,000 Guineas this coming Saturday. And it will be very interesting to see if Connections let him take his chance in their Mile Classic. I personally would like to see the horse run. Do I think he will get further? Yes, I do. It's one of the reasons why I'm picking the horse, because I do think we will probably get another run out of him at some point in at least a middle distance 10, 12 furlong trial. But if he was to come out and win the Irish 2,000 Guineas, then obviously his career would probably take a different trajectory altogether. Interesting horse, Officer. And I do think it will be very interesting to see how he develops. Right, I think I can leave this video here under 20 minutes. That's not bad for me, is it? Thank you very much to everybody for taking the time to watch the video. It's always very much appreciated. What I will do is I will leave a copy to all the Classic Watch 25 Possibles at the end of this video to enable you all to take a look at all the horses worldwide that have still got a chance of getting on the website. And I will also leave an option for those who haven't subscribed to the channel, who have watched this video, to subscribe after it. You never know, there might be a horse coming up that you might want to learn about, and I wouldn't want you to miss it. So the best way you can ensure that you don't miss anything is to subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on, and that sort of thing, and then you will be all up to date. But I think I can leave this video here now. Thank you very much again. Have a fantastic week, everybody. Plenty of action coming ahead in the upcoming classics. It will surely be a week of just quietness really heading to them. Hopefully just keep ticking over. But for now, I'll say goodbye. Look after yourselves and your loved ones, everybody. Have a fantastic week and take care. Goodbye.